wolf whistle at and catcall women.
Pre-K pause. I'm sorry, but Unicorn Hunter, could you please explain this in the comments? PMC 105. Could you please explain that? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
And that's the thing, you know. And until women get 100% of their rights, of our rights, we're not going to be able to ever get to the point of genuine equality. And that means for all human females. That doesn't mean that British women get all their human rights and equal rights. American women get all their human rights and equal rights. That means all females globally need to have their human rights, and it needs to be equal to that of men. But then you have a lot of people who are religious who don't want that to ever happen, because the most powerful global religions, bar maybe the Hindu religion, is predominantly patriarchal, and they make people worship.
Real quick. So when it comes to human rights, there's really only one document that I have seen that fully encompasses all of it. And it was the Universal Declaration of Human Rights as adopted by the United Nations in 1948, if I recall correctly.
Correct.
So, as you were.
Yeah, so until all women have rights, then the sisterhood's just going to keep fighting, right? And I don't know when that fight will be over. I don't know if it'll ever be open. And, you know, and that's the other issue we've got to take into consideration. You know, the fact that the United Nations had to write a separate charter called the Women's and Children's Charter to protect women and children specifically, because men can't behave themselves. Not you, but men. A lot of men can't behave themselves, and that is part of the educational process. And this is also one of the reasons why I'm really frightened for you guys in America right now, because all the lessons that have been learned over the past 50, 60 years are being stripped away from your school system.
So, on that one, we have actually attempted to educate our society and encourage men to, in fact, do better. That being said, I'm not sure if this one made it across the pond to you or not, but during a Super Bowl thing a couple years back, Gillette ran a series of ads called #DoBetter, and it really made fun of the stereotypical male image that we have here in America, right? Even the drooling, boys will be boys, right? That stupid shit, right? We have made the attempt, but there's still pushback from those that are too boneheaded to get it, right? Yes, I agree, Verified, that TV commercials aren't educational, but they're meant to start the conversation, right? That is where the United States government has tried to shift the social message.
Well, of course, because it's a lot easier for a multinational corporation, which also helps fund the politics of the day within a country, to be involved, because it makes the capitalist model, which is one of the major contributors to the removal of women's rights, to be quite honest with us all right now, and it's a lot easier to do that than government take responsibility.
And again, I agree with you, Verified.
You know,
there are a lot of guys that I have personally encountered that behave in the very toxic masculine fashion. However, I do want to denote a difference, right? On platforms like these, right, social media platforms, the really toxic men get a lot ballsier and a lot more aggressive. We've seen this numerous times in live space, especially in trans lives, LGBT lives, and, you know, anything where females and feminism is involved, right? The toxic male figure has just like step in and be like, I am great. You know, and it's just, it doesn't work. Come on, guys. You're not impressed.
And to be fair, verified, you're quite right on that. Men need to educate.
Right, exactly, Bella. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the truth. You know, men need to get together. I don't know, go to the shed, you know, play some foosball, drink some beers, whatever, and have the education.
Agreed, Bella.
You know, and you know, go to the man shed, have those conversations. Not just go to the man shed and turn on, I don't know, is it Sports Central or whatever you guys have got over there? You know,
no, I am not a sports ball fan.
I don't know the name. And then go and put the titty channel on the other television because hey, sports and naked women work so well together. You know, if men actually took each other aside and had these conversations now, and I'm not just on about, I'm not so on about you, because you're wonderful. You know your shit already. But but there's a lot of men who just don't want to know, or they think you are simping to women if you do try and talk about these things, and then they go like, "Where's your bro card? Where's your bro card? Let's take your bro card away from you." And that's the mentality we have over here in the UK.
Now, I have an unusual counter to that. Okay. On the few times somebody has ever called me a simp, especially face to face, if they're going to be that ballsy, I'm going to remind them, motherfucker, you just crossed several biblical lines. Biblical. We are talking 10 Commandments level. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Honor your mother and father. That is honoring both the masculine and feminine side of the family. That's number one. Number two, wedding vows. To honor and cherish your wife and partner, right? You have broken that as well, which is biblical law. So don't even come at me with that bro card bullshit if you're not willing to follow the basics of your faith.
Exactly, and that's the thing. You know, the fact that they even forget.
Oh no, I don't ascribe to them either, Jill, but I will use them against them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like how do we educate? And it's not just about feminism. It's also about every subject that needs to be dealt with. The LGBTQ plus racial problems that seem to still exist, even though they fucking shouldn't. How do we educate people about social justice? How do we educate people about the pain and suffering that entire peoples have gone through? And how do we then address that moving forward? And this
so I actually want to have Bella unmute and answer, because they've had their hand up for a while.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was thoroughly enjoying listening to you. What you say is very on point, and I really do agree with a lot of what you said. I think, though, if we are going to educate, we have to be brutally fucking honest. We gotta stop sugarcoating shit. Women fuck up, men fuck up. We are all humans. We all do it. It is not just all men until it's not men thing. It is a all humans thing.
No, 100%. 100%.
Thank you, Bella. That was fucking perfect.
No problem. That's what I'm here for.
100% in agreement with you on that, because humans are not infallible. And you know, if people would stop trying to blame, it's God's will, and actually grab themselves by either their mammary glands or their testicles, either's fine, and actually take the point that they could be wrong themselves and not use their religion as a deflection, that would be helpful.